Hey there, and welcome to Bottoms Down Chair Yoga for Everyone. It's Carol here, and I'm so glad to see everybody, even if it is just virtually. We're going to keep moving forward with our Sun Salutation. We'll be adding in a chair pose. We're also going to add in some standing poses. Just remember that if at any time you're doing your standing pose and you really feel uncomfortable, just sit down. It's fine, right? Just keep working with us from a seated position. It's all good. Later this afternoon, we'll upload this video onto YouTube to our Bottoms Down Chair Yoga channel. All the other videos are there as well for you to access 24/7, and give us a subscribe. All right, let's get started. So we're going to move forward in our chair. We're not going to be leaning back. We're going to move forward. We're going to have both of our feet nice and firmly on the floor. So again, we're going to move into that grounding position for our feet. So think about your 4 pressure points of both feet and having all 4 of those points firmly grounded to the earth. Now I want you to think about your sits bones. So think about how your weight is seated in your seated position. How is that weight? Do you feel like you're leaning one way or the other? Just make any adjustments you need to so that you can feel that weight equally on both of your sits bones. The next thing I want us to think about is that belly button to spine. We want to keep that belly tight throughout the entire practice, the whole time. Just really concentrate and think about pulling that belly button to the spine. And what that does is activates these big muscles there in your abdomen, right? And it keeps that core nice and stable. The next thing we're going to think about are shoulders down out of the ears. So I know we'll be doing a lot of our, mountain pose, right? And those shoulders tend to want to creep up. So really concentrate. Even if your arms are in the air, your shoulders can be down out of the ears, okay? All right. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, nice long spine. Close your eyes. Just take a few moments to focus in on your heart center. Just placing your hands lightly on your thighs, palms facing up. Letting go of everything outside of this room. Begin to feel your natural breath, just that normal inhalation and exhalation, just paying close attention to your breath. Next, we're going to elongate the breath, inhaling a little more deeply. Exhaling a little more completely. We're going to move into the belly breath next, the diaphragmatic breath, engaging our diaphragm, filling our lungs from the bottom up. As you inhale, the belly extends. As you exhale, the belly button pulls to the spine and you push the air actively up and out of the lungs. Do that a few times. And breathe normally. We're going to continue with that diaphragmatic breath. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5 counts. It'll be something like this. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going at your own pace. And breathe normally. We'll do that diaphragmatic breath one more time. We're going to inhale to 4 counts, and then I want you to exhale to as many counts as you can before you inhale again. Go ahead at your own pace. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intention for today's practice. focusing in on what you want to accomplish. One more breath. All right, bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Just take a deep breath in and release it. Let's go ahead and drop our right ear towards our right shoulder. Just feeling a little bit into our neck stretches, and drop that chin towards the chest. Drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Feel that stretch. And go ahead and look up just slightly towards the ceiling. Let us do that the other way. We're going to drop our left ear towards our left shoulder. And we're going to drop our chin towards our chest. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And we're going to look up just a little bit, kind of where the ceiling and the wall meet, and bring your gaze down. All right, let's go ahead and look over that right shoulder. We'll finish up those neck stretches. We're going to look center, and we're going to look over the opposite shoulder. And look center. Let's roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. And let's reverse it. Just trying to release some of that tension in our shoulders that we tend to, at least I know I hold a lot of my tension in my shoulders. So maybe this is all for me, I don't know, but you can join along with me. All right, we're going to add in that cat and cow. So I'm going to place my hands lightly on the thighs. I'm going to pull my belly button to my spine, round the shoulders, tuck the chin, let the head fall. Now we're going to lift that heart up. We're going to grab the back of our chair and we're going to lift. So feeling the stretch through the upper arms, into the chest, into our cow pose. Let's do that again. Cat pose, rounding the spine, pulling the belly button to the spine, rounding the shoulders, pulling the belly button to the spine, tucking the chin. And let's go back into that cow and lift that heart up and feel that opening. Oh yeah, that feels good. One more breath and release. Okay, we're going to take that right arm to the ceiling, left arm towards the floor, stretch, 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 really trying to touch the ceiling and then trying to touch the floor. But remember, we want to keep this shoulder down. Belly is tight, belly button to spine. Let's release that and we're going to do the other side. So up we go and other hand is down and we're stretching. Feel the stretch. One more breath, down we go. Okay, we're going to add that lean. So up we go. First of all, this hand goes to the ceiling. This hand is going to go to the chair. Lengthen, and then just lean. We're leaning our mountain, feeling the stretch in the side waist. Let's come up and we're going to do that on the other side. So up we go first. Really try to extend as high as you can. This other hand is on the chair, and then we're going to lean into it. So anytime we bend our spine, we really want to extend it nice and long before we do that bending. And release. Very good. Okay, I want to take my left arm and I'm going to bring it to the outside of this leg. My other hand is going to come back by my seat. I'm going to lift and I'm going to take this shoulder back, and then I'm going to turn and look over that right shoulder. Now, I just felt all of a sudden I could feel my left shoulder inching up just a little bit. So I'm going to actively, consciously pull that shoulder down so that I'm not letting it inch up into my ear. Okay, let's release it and I'm going to do the other side. So I'm coming across, left hand is back on that chair, lift, take that left shoulder, bring it back, turn and look over the back of your chair and think about the right shoulder. Where is it? Is it inching up into that right ear? If it is, consciously bring it back down. and release it. So it's just kind of a natural thing. I don't know why it is, but when we begin to twist, we begin to start doing that. And I want us to make sure, just consciously, we want to keep those shoulders down. All right, so let's do one final thing, and then we're going to get started. So we're going to bring our hands up to mountain pose, and we're going to interlace our fingers, point your fingers to the ceiling, and let's lean that mountain a little bit. So here we are in our not supported leaning mountain. Think about this hip is down. So we really want to press this hip down because it does kind of want to hike up as we lean. And the more you can press this hip down, the deeper you're going to feel that nice stretch along the side of your body. Let's come up. Just take a little break. I know sometimes that's a little bit of extra on those shoulders, right? So let's do that again. Let's come up to mountain pose, interlace fingers, point your fingers up, shoulders are down, and let's go ahead and lean our mountain the other way. Really concentrating on keeping this hip down, and also think about grounding your feet. So we do that at the beginning, and then just come up and release it. And then I think sometimes I forget to remind you to cue that. So we always, that whole beginning grounding of our feet into the mat, we want to really keep that feeling as we move through our chair poses or our seated poses. Okay. One final thing before we move on. So in the last class, I talked about our block. If you have that block or if you have that substitute book, remember, you can have it right here between your feet, right kind of where the arches are. So as we move into our forward fold, remember this is a forward fold, you can have your hands on that block and you can work your way down, right, if it works for you. If that doesn't work for your low back, or if it makes you dizzy to have your head below your heart, then you're going to stay right here in this forward fold position, and it's just fun, okay? So I'm going to set my block aside, but remember, you have it as an option for you to use to give you a little extra support into that forward fold position. Okay, we're going to bring our hands to our heart, and we're going to start with our Sun Salutation. We're going to take the big circle around. Remember, active arms, palms face up. We're coming into mountain pose, and we're going to bring our hands to our heart. Now, if you want to add that Pilates breath, that yoga breath, this would be our inhale. Remember, we're going to try to do from the diaphragm. We're going to inhale here, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to press those palms up. Big circle around, palms are facing down towards the floor, and we're going to bring our hands back to our heart. We would inhale here. Exhale, we're up we go. Big circle around. You can follow your hands with your gaze if you like that or not. It's all good. Let's come back up. Make that big circle around and bring your hands to your heart. We're going to keep on going to mountain pose. We're going to interlace our fingers, mountain pose, and lean it. We're going to come up and we're going to lean our mountain pose the other way. And we're going to come up and we're going to make that big sun, beautiful sun, circle all the way, hands to heart. Up we go. Bring those hands to the heart. Listen to my voice. We're going to go straight to mountain pose. We're going to interlace our fingers, pointer finger up. We're going to lean our mountain the other way and come up, and we're going to lean our mountain. And we're going to come up and we're going to make that big circle around and bring our hands to our heart. Moving on. Up we go. Bring those hands to heart. We're going to come up. We're going to stop in mountain pose. Just interlace fingers, point your fingers up. We're going to move straight to that forward salute. So I'm bringing my hands down. They're going to be in airplane arms. So they're by my side. I'm shooting my hands back behind me. I'm shooting my head forward where that ceiling and wall meet. I'm stretching my spine. Figuratively, right? You're trying to put space between those vertebrae. That's the feeling. I mean, I know that that's, literally, but that's the feeling I want you to have every time we move into our forward salute. Okay, feel that stretch, feel that stretch, feel that stretch, and come down and take a little break. Right? So check in. How do you feel? How's everything going? Because we're about to add on. Bring your hands to your heart. Here we go. Big circle, up and around. Bring your hands to your heart. Up we go, mountain pose, and let's move straight into that forward salute. And we're going to stretch, stretch, stretch. Now we're coming into our forward fold. everybody, put your arms on your thighs. This is our supported forward fold. Let your heart fall forward. I want to start here. Checking in, right? Checking in, checking in. How does everything feel? Let's come up to a seated position. How does this back feel? And how are you dizzy or not? So this can be right where you stay the entire class whenever we do a forward fold. The other options, remember with your block. The other thing, if you don't have a block and you want to lower a little bit, you can just walk your hands down your thighs, your shins. So maybe you're here and then you try it here and you can try it here, and ultimately, if you feel good, your hands will be on the floor and you're going to let your head fall. And then we're going to roll up to a seated position. Okay, let's add that in. Starting hands to heart. Inhale here. Big circle around. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to reverse that up and come straight into that forward salute. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Come into your forward fold. Let's everybody do this one more time. Get the feelings. How's everything feeling? One more breath. We're going to roll up. Tuck your chin around your spine and roll up to a seated position. Okay. Now, if you want to do your forward fold beyond here, that's fine. So for the first one or two, we're going to roll up. So let's say I'm all the way on the floor. My hands are on the floor. I'm rolling up. I'm pulling my belly button in. I'm tucking my chin. And I'm going to roll all the way up to a seated position. All that does is it takes the pressure off your spine. And it also lets you roll up more slowly. If you feel good with that, after we do that a couple of times and you want to reverse swan dive up, here's where it would be. You would be in your forward fold. You would take your hands out to the side, press through your heels, belly is tight, come up into your, you'll bring your hands to your heart from that reverse swan dive position. Okay, your choice. Here we go. Big circle. Hands to heart. Up we go. Dive forward into your forward salute. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Come into your version of forward fold, wherever that is for you. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to roll up slowly, pressing through our heels, tucking our chin, rounding those shoulders, and coming to a seated position, checking in. How are you feeling? How's the spine? Are you dizzy? Make any adjustments you need. Are we ready? Here we go. Big circle up. Let's come straight to that forward salute. Stretch, 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 and forward fold. Down we go. Are we ready? Roll up one more time. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, and bring your hands to your heart. Here we go. Up, diving forward. Forward salute, airplane arms, stretch, 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 forward fold, your version. Are you ready for that reverse swan dive? Let's do it. Press through your heels, arms out to the side, bring your hands to your heart, and take a break. Okay, the next thing we're going to add is our chair pose, our seated chair pose. So the first version, we're going to have our hands on our thighs. We're going to act like we're getting up out of the chair, but we're not, okay? And again, you want to make sure those feet are nice and firmly grounded into the earth. If they're too far forward, it's going to make it, it's pretty much impossible to do it with your feet too far forward. And you don't want to have them so far back that your knees are in front of the toes. So it's that 90-degree angle down. You're going to press through your heels. Are we ready to add it on? We're going to add it on with our hands on our thighs the first time. We don't get up out of the chair. We act like we're going to get out of the chair. We're engaging our quads, our core, our glutes. Everything is engaged, but we don't get up out of the chair. And then we're going to do that a couple of times, and then we'll add on. Are we ready? Here we go. Big circle. Up we go. Forward salute. Airplane arms. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Forward fold. Your version. One more breath. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Place your hands on your thighs. Act like you're going to get out of the chair into our chair pose. And relax. Hands to heart. Up we go. Big circle into that forward fold. Forward salute. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Move into your forward fold. Here we go. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart, hands to the thighs, and act like you're going to get out of the chair. One more breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Up we go. Forward salute. Stretch it out. Here we go. Down into that forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Place your hands on the thighs. Act like you're going to get out of the chair. One more breath and release. Right? So again, a sun salutation is all about warming up the body from the inside out. So if you don't feel like you're beginning to warm up a little bit and that heart's beginning to increase a little bit, that heart rate, then I think you're not trying. That's all I got to say about that. Okay? All right. We're going to do that again. But now instead of having our hands on our thighs to help us, we're going to bring our hands to our heart when we try to get up out of that chair, but we don't get up, okay? So now we don't have that little extra with the upper body helping us. We're going to just do it with our palms together. But I will tell you, if you press those palms together, actively activating the upper body, it really helps. All right, hands to heart. Here we go. Big circle up. Dive forward into that forward salute, airplane arms. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Forward fold all the way to your version. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart and act like you're going to get out of the chair in your chair pose and release it. Up we go. Inhale. Remember your breath. Exhale. Dive forward. Forward salute. Stretch it out. Forward fold all the way down. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart and sit up into that chair pose. One more breath. Down we go. Last time. Up. Diving forward. Let's stretch, stretch, stretch. Forward fold all the way, whatever your version is. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart and act like you're going to get out of that chair. One more breath and release. Okay, last version. So let me tell you one more thing. If you don't want to do the yoga breath, don't worry about it. Just breathe naturally. The only thing I do not want you to do is hold your breath, okay? Please breathe. But if you don't want to do that yoga breath, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Okay, the last version before we stand up. Remember, we were going to bring our hands to our heart, and we're actually going to come up out of that chair. Okay, so let me just show you real quick from the side. Notice that when I come up out of that chair, where are my knees, right? They're behind my toes. So it's super important that you don't come forward, right? And those knees are in front of the toes. What I want you to do is you press up. Heels are back. Your weight is back in those heels. Your hips are back. All right, and then we'll come into that. That's our seated chair pose. Okay. Now, one final thing. I know I keep saying one more thing. If you want, we're not going to start with our hands here. We're going to go straight to here. But if you want to have your hands here for support and try it that way for a couple, and before you move into this one, go for it. We're going to do it 3 times without stopping. All right, here we go. Hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Big circle around. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale here. Exhale up. We're going to go straight into that forward salute. We're going to stretch it out. We're going to inhale here. Exhale into that forward fold. Inhale here. Exhale. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, we're coming into chair pose. Inhale here, exhale, down we go. Big circle around, bring your hands to your heart. Up we go, into that forward salute with airplane arms. We're going to stretch. We're going to take that forward fold, your version, all the way down. We're going to reverse swan dive all the way up to a seated position with your hands at heart. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to come into our chair pose. And we're going to come down. Up we go. Inhale here, exhale, we're going to dive it forward. Into that forward salute. Stretch, 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 all the way to the floor for your forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale here, exhale into your chair pose and hold. And hold. Oh yeah. What's going on, right? Do you feel your quadriceps? Is your belly tight? Are your glutes engaged? Are you pressing your palms together? Are you holding? Are you breathing? Don't hold your breath. One more breath and have a seat. Very good, everybody. Okay, if you have water and you want to grab a little sip of water before we stand up, go for it. All right, let's come to a standing position. So here's the thing I want you to make sure, first of all, is that when we do our suns, right, so we're going to make those big circles that you don't hit your chair. The second thing I want to just tell you is if you want to have your block handy, we are not going to be moving back and forth today. We'll do that on Friday. But if you want to have your block here in front of your feet so that when you come into your forward fold, you have that support. That is great, right? You can have it here, or you can have it here. You can even have it flat. The other thing I will tell you is your chair is a good support as well. So as we're coming into our forward fold, if you want to have a hand on your chair and let your head fall down, that is some great support as well. So if you don't have a block or don't want to use your block, then you can put your hand on that chair. Okie dokie. Next thing I want you to think about is your feet position. So we want those feet to be in that natural extension of our hips. So this is not a natural extension of the hips, and this is not a natural extension of the hips, right? So as you look down, a good way to just kind of gauge it is just look and see if you've got about 2 fists between, distance from this position between those feet. So anyway, you can kind of feel, right, where it's a natural extension. All right, I'm going to pull my belly button to my spine. I'm going to keep that core engaged the whole time. My shoulders are going to stay down out of my ears. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, I'm going to come up to mountain pose, interlace fingers, pointer finger to the ceiling. Let's do a leaning mountain from standing. I really like this one. I want you to think about extending down through the side waist, all the way down to your pinky toe, and that pinky toe is really pressing into the mat. Come up, and we're going to go the other side. So just a standing leaning mountain feels different from a seated leaning mountain. I feel like you can get a little more stretch. Let's come up. We're going to make a big circle around and just bring our hands to our heart, because I'm going to do that one more time. We're going to inhale here. We're going to come back up to that mountain pose. Interlace fingers, pointer finger up. Let's lean to the left first this time. Feel that stretch. And let's come up and let's lean the other way. Oh yeah. Let's come up and bring those hands to heart. Now we will not do the leaning mountain in our sun salutation because just for time mainly. You can do it like if you're kind of doing it on your own and you want to add that leaning mountain, that's fine. But we're going to, from this point forward, we're going to leave out the lean. All right, hands to heart. Inhale here, exhale. Big circle around. Bring those hands to the heart. We're going to inhale here. We're going to go to that mountain pose. Now we're going to come into that forward salute with airplane arms. I'm stretching my hands back behind me. My head is shooting where the ceiling and the wall meet. I'm stretching my spine. One more breath and bring your hands to your heart. Inhale here. Let's do it up and around. Bring your hands to your heart. Up. We go to mountain pose. Forward salute, stretch, 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 and bring your hands to your heart. One more time. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to come up and go straight into that forward salute with airplane arms. We're going to stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out, and bring our hands to our heart. The next thing we're going to add is that forward fold. So we're going to all of us start with our hands on our thighs here for support. This is our forward fold to start with, okay? So if everybody would join me into a forward fold, see how that feels, and then we're going to kind of bend your knees, pull your belly button to your spine, round your shoulders, tuck your chin, and roll up into a standing position. Let's do that one more time. Let's add it in. Up we go. We're going to move to that forward salute. We're going to stretch that first, right? Now place your hands on your thighs. Come into your supported forward fold. Bend your knees a little bit, pull your belly button to your spine, round your shoulders, tuck your chin, and roll up to a standing position. Okay, so there is version 1 of that piece of the sun salutation. If you want to do a full forward fold, that's fine. Whatever version works for you. Hands on the chair. Just remember, you've got to listen to your body. How's your back feel, and are you feeling dizzy? Hands to heart. Inhale here. Up we go. Let's dive forward into that forward salute. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Come into your version of forward fold. Whatever version that is, let your head fall. Bend your knees. Pull your belly button to your spine. Round your shoulders. Tuck your chin. Roll up slowly to a standing position. All right, let's do that again. Hands to heart. Inhale here. Up we go. Diving forward. And your forward fold. And reverse swan dive if that works for your back. And bring your hands to your heart. How you feel? Let's do it again. Up we go. Forward salute. Stretch it out. Forward fold. All the way down. Reverse swan dive. Up. Bring your hands back to your heart. We're going to do that one more time. Up we go. Forward fold. Forward salute. Now forward fold. And reverse swan dive or roll it up if that works better for your back. And bring your hands to your heart. Okay, we're going to add in our chair pose. So we're going to start with, let's see, how do I want to start? Well, let's start with our hands on our thighs, just to give us a little extra support into that standing chair pose, okay? So we're going to come from a forward fold. We'll move into our reverse swan dive. We'll bring our hands back to our heart, and then we'll place our hands on our thighs and shoot our hips back into a chair pose. We'll do that a couple of times, then we're just going to be moving right into a chair pose. All right? Hands to heart. Here we go. Big circle, up and around. Let's dive it forward. Ha! Let's give it that forward salute. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then all the way down into your forward fold. We're going to reverse swan dive up, back to mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Place your hands on those thighs as you shoot back into your chair pose. Now, I know some people really like to have their heart way low on a chair pose, but I want you to lift that heart up, okay? Lift your heart up, shoot your hips back. You will feel a big work right here in your thighs. Your back is working, your glutes are working, and your belly is tight, okay? Let's come up to a standing position, hands at heart. We're going to do that one more time. Up we go. Let's move into that forward salute, airplane arms, stretch, forward fold, your version. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to heart, place your hands on your thighs, sit back in your chair pose. Make sure your weight is back. You can actually wiggle your toes. One more breath. Come up to standing position, hands at heart. Now we're going to add that chair pose with hands at heart. Up we go. Inhale here. Exhale, dive forward into your forward salute. Stretch, stretch, stretch all the way into your forward fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up to mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit back in your chair pose. We're breathing. One more breath. Stand up. Let's do it again. Up we go. Diving forward. Half. Really stretching out into that forward salute. All the way down into your forward fold. Reverse one. Dive up. Mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit back into your chair pose. One more breath. Up we go. Last one. Up. And dive forward into your forward salute. Stretch. Forward fold. All the way down. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit back in your chair pose. We're breathing. We're breathing. One more breath and up we go. Right, have a seat. I know that is very intense. So go ahead and grab your water. So it is a movement. We are moving pretty fast through those poses as well, which is another thing that just continues to get that heart rate up. Okay. Let's take that right leg and we're going to open it wide. We're going to bring that left arm. I'm going to move my block out of my way. We're going to take that left arm. We're going to bring it across our body. Grab the chair. Crown of the head lifts. And we're going to turn and look over the back of your chair. So at this point, you are not looking at me. You are breathing into it. You're breathing into it. Release it. And we're going to do that again. Come across your chair. Crown of the head lifts and twist. And release it. This leg is going to extend it in front of you, toes to the ceiling. We're going to lift and hinge forward. We're going to lift up and we're going to do that again. Pyramid pose. Stretching out that hamstring. Keeping the back flat. All right, we're going to move into our Seated pigeon pose. Remember, you can have ankle to ankle or you can have ankle to knee. We're going to extend our spine long and let the heart fall forward. Feeling a pretty good stretch into this glute. We worked our glutes pretty hard into that chair pose, so it probably feels good to give it a bit of a stretch. We're going to lift it up and we're going to rock our baby. And let's do that again. Extend the spine long, let the heart fall forward. Nice flat back, feeling the stretch. And we're going to lift our heart up and we're going to rock our baby again. And let's do that one final time. Extend and hinge. Nice. Other side. We're going to take this knee and open it nice and wide. Other arm's going to come across, grab the chair, lift and twist. Release it and let's do that again. Come across, grab the chair, lift and twist. Face forward. This leg is going to extend out in front of you. And we're going to lift and hinge. Back is flat. And lift that heart up and let's do that again. Pyramid pose, a little bit of hamstring stretch. Nice. All right, let's do that seated pigeon on the other side. So we can cross ankle to ankle or you can cross ankle to knee. Extend the spine long and let the heart fall forward. You know, I don't care how many times I've done this pose, I always feel a stretch. It's like every time. Lift up, let's rock our baby. And we're going to do that again. Extend the spine long, let the heart fall forward. Breathing. All right, let's do that one more time. Rocking that baby. And we're going to extend the spine, let the heart fall forward, breathing into the stretch, letting the back, keeping the back flat. All right, go ahead and sit back in your chair. We made it through another class. You guys are doing so awesome. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Palms are facing up. They're just resting lightly on your thighs. Taking a deep breath in. And a full breath out. A better way. Do you feel there has to be a better way? Then figure it out and put it into practice. Is your situation intolerable? Then refuse to tolerate it and innovate your way beyond it. Every challenge is insurmountable until somebody does something about it. Activate your imagination, your passion, your desire, and do something about it. Innovation is not just for high-tech superstars. Innovation is built into who we are, and yours is to make use of every corner of life. Open your eyes to how much power you have over the quality and direction of your own life. Then pick a problem, choose a nagging frustration, and do the work to fix it. Make a rock-solid connection to all you care about, to what's most meaningful in your world, and drive the energy of your purpose skillfully forward to create a better way. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Extend your left hand towards the floor, palm facing down. Flip the palm up to the ceiling and release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. And release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Extend the right hand down towards the floor. Flip the palm up towards the ceiling. And release it. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thanks everyone for joining, and remember, check us out on YouTube and give us a subscribe. See you next time.